Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Shall we start?
Yes, sir. We'll start our session.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Professor Aarti Valsang from AGPIT Institute of Technology, Solapur. We are honored here to have such a distinguished group of teachers and faculties joining with us for 3 days faculty development program on research paper writing and IP rights. Today's era is competition era, and to explore ourselves, research is one of the important ways. Science is about knowing, and engineering is about doing, and research is about pushing the boundaries of knowledge. So, for pushing our research, we have to write research paper, and it is both art and science. So, this FDP will definitely help us for writing research paper. On this occasion, I'll welcome Campus Director of AGPIT, Dr. M. Chogule, sir, Principal Dr. V.B. Poddar sir, all heads of the department, all the faculty members present over here. Let's all take the advantage of this FDP to grow and learn together. Now I request our computer department HOD and convener of this FDP, Professor S.V. Kulkarni sir, to share his views. Over to you, sir.
Yes, thank you, madam. Good morning, one and all. On behalf of AGPIT family, I, Professor S.V. Kulkarni, HOD CSE, and convener of this 3 days national level faculty development program on research paper writing and IP rights, welcome you all. I would like to welcome Honorable Secretary Shri S.A. Patil sir, our trustee Shri Shivanand Patil sir, Campus Director Dr. M.A. Chaugule sir, Principal Dr. V.V. Poddar sir, Keynote Speaker, Chairman of IEI, Solapur Center, Professor Mohan Deshpande sir, today's speaker Dr. Sushil Kumar Pare sir, all the heads of department, various department, and all faculty members. We are getting a huge response for this FDP. I hope in coming 3 days, you may enhance your knowledge about research idea. This FDP will boost your research work definitely. Once again, welcome you all. Happy learning. Thank you. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Principal Dr. V.V. Poddar sir to share his views. Poddar sir,
Yes.
over to you, sir.
Thank you, madam. So good morning to you all. Yeah. On behalf of AGPIT, I welcome our campus director, Chaugule sir, and chairman of Institution of Engineers, India, Solapur Local Center, and my very good friend, Professor M.S. Deshpande sir, all the HODs of various departments, faculty members, keynote speakers, invitees, and my participant friends. As Kulkarni sir just mentioned, we have got overwhelming response for this FDP, which goes to show that this is very important area which everyone wants to explore. So this 3 days faculty development program, which is titled as Research Paper Writing and Intellectual Property Rights, organized by Computer Engineering Department of AGPIT, it underlines the importance of research work and its publication in today's era. As many of us are teachers, and we know the importance and relevance of this research paper in reputed journals. It has become, yes, it has made it mandatory. Leave that apart. I feel as a good researcher, we need to publish our work in reputed journals. Now, to know the nuances of this art or science, whatever you call it, as of publishing your research work in maybe Scopus Index journals or UGC approved journals, whatever it is the requirement, we need to have good guidance. I think Springer and many such publishers have their own websites and they also guide the research paper writers in this regard. But we thought, why not to have a close interaction with the researchers themselves who have on their own published many research papers. So we thought of organizing such a faculty development program for the benefit of the researchers. So that is one aspect of this FDP. The second aspect, as we all know, today's era of innovation, we have frugal innovations to high-end innovations we all see. And Apple is the best example of innovative products, how it is having a sustained market share. So we all know the importance of innovation. Now, in addition to our innovative work, we need to know what are the rules and regulations of registering our designs and protecting our designs from copying. We need to know what are the rules of IPR, that is intellectual property rights. So we have few sessions based on that. All in all, we thought of having this as the title, and I hope in coming 3 days we'll have useful interaction on research paper writing and IPR as well. So I wish you all the best. I welcome you all once again. Feel comfortable. If you have any queries, please share with us. We want to continuously improve our performance and we want to give something to the society through these FDPs. I would like to thank Deshpande sir for giving us this opportunity to conduct an FDP. Thank you, sir. I once again wish you all the best for this 3 days workshop. Thank you all.
Thank you,
Over
sir.
to you, madam.
Thank you, sir. Now, our today's keynote speaker is Professor Mohan Deshpande, sir. He is the chairman of Institute of Engineers Solapur Local Center. We request Deshpande, sir, to speak few words. Deshpande, sir, over to you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, madam, and good morning to all. All the respected trustees of AGPIT Institute of Technology, the principal, Professor Dr. V.V. Poddar, all the learned speakers. I am, for the third time in this month, I am going to witness the various faculty development programs which are being organized by A.G. Patil Institute of Technology and the Institution of Engineers Solapur Center. You might be knowing in last fortnight, this institute came up with the two FDP programs. The first was on project-based learning. The second was on NBA process. And today, again, one more important topic, which is need of all our teachers, that is research paper writing and intellectual property rights. My teacher friends, as you know, every engineering or diploma engineering college has to develop their academic system. We should be satisfied by all our stakeholders. The stakeholders are very important. Mainly it concerns with not only students and the parents, but mainly our industries and the society. So the first topic which is selected today, that is research paper writing. Now, this is the mandatory part of every teacher to go for the research. Not only this, also various colleges they are adopting various strategies to inculcate this habit amongst the students, right from their first year, second year. And this particular generation is very fast. They are having very excellent grasping skills. So this particular topic is common to teachers as well as the students. As you know, for the research paper, the first step, that is topic selection, is of vital importance. How to select a topic? No doubt, it all mainly depends upon the teachers, but also we should inspire our subordinates as well as the students to go for the topic. Now the topic, there is a variety of the topic based on our interest. But as far as my experience of 40 years is concerned, we should mainly focus on the three challenges which are common for every human being. The first came with our health issues. As you know, the last 2 years we suffered from the corona, and that particular situation made us to think in different direction. And we started giving emphasis on our health issues. So many subjects are there about the health issues, so many pathology equipments are there, so many technologies are there, so many softwares are there. So this particular topic is now very important for our research. The another topic which is very well, you can say, focus at a global level, that is our environment. And this environment, as you know, also this part has been made compulsory in all our curriculum. And we should be, you can say, the environmental cautious. And there are so many issues which are going on in the world. And this particular topic is also one of the important topics for our research. And the third important topic, as far as my opinion is concerned, that is communication. There are so many means of the communication. As we all teachers, we did so many experimentation on online teaching, in particularly Corona period. Also, we have come across so many limitations, so many problems to reach the particular student. Even technical boards as well as the university, they develop various modules to conduct the online examinations. Also, to conduct this online examination without a flaw itself, it becomes a topic for our research. So, my opinion, please emphasize the three topics: our health issues, our environmental concern topics, and of course, the communication. Also, in further steps, the literature review is equally important, and we should inspire our staff member for this literature review. The research design, the methodology itself plays an important role in writing the research paper. Data collection is equally important, and analysis of the data. For the analysis of the data, so many tools are used. Number of our teaching faculties, they are little aware. I don't say unaware, but little aware about these tools. This may include the statistical tools also. So, my suggestion to all the teachers to also you can have a separate topic, the various tools used for the analysis purpose. This is equally important as far as the writing research paper is concerned. The other parts, the writing skill, the revision, the editing, these are the regular ongoing part for writing the research paper. But for me, yet one more step, that is your peer review and the feedback, which is the most important. Now the feedback, it completes our communication loop. And whatever feedback is there, and based on the feedback, the number of rectifications we have to go for that. So this is equally important. And the last one, the publication, and in certain cases, there may be financial constraint. So in many institutions, they should come forward with a separate budget for this research. Most of the institute they are doing, but still we need more budget for this research activities. Three main challenges as we entered in a 21st century, our challenges are different. And every day, our challenges are increasing. Now, the main challenge for the research paper writing is, you can say, we have to avoid the plagiarism. Almost in 75% cases, we found this particular plagiarism, it is increasing. So all we teachers, we should take precaution to avoid this plagiarism. We should follow the ethical ways. That is very important. And in a present scenario, one more field has entered, and that is a challenging, and that is our AI, you can say. Chat GPT also, sometimes it is beneficial, but as far as the writing research paper at our own, the chat GPT also sometimes we are using it. And I can say up to certain part you can use the chat GPT, but everything is now available. So all we teachers must guide, there should be your own creation, there should be your own literature. You can take the help of the chat GPT, but also sometimes it will also create a thread for writing the research paper. And the third one, which is very important, we have to create that particular atmosphere in the institute. I have gone through the list of speakers. I think two topics they have already selected: the art of research and creating that atmosphere, which is equally important. So these three topics, three challenges, we have to go with that. And also one, you can say, the message after our research paper writing, even after our PhD, after our postdoctoral PhDs, we have to use this topic for further research. It is not only for getting that degree, it is not only for getting the promotion or not only for getting the proper post, but we should insist to develop this topic further, and we should create the particular, you can say, the team of our subordinate as well as the students. The another topic which has been included in this faculty development program, that is intellectual property rights, which is very, very, very important. And it is a good thing this college has associated with this particular subject in this FDP. I have visited, I address in so many contests, particularly on the project exhibitions and the project competition. And every year I am giving trust, you go for the patents. Even on that particular occasion, you arrange a special session on how to get the patents. Because right from the first year of engineering or the diploma student, if you give this knowledge to students as well as their subordinate staff members, definitely it will give a good, you can say, the research practice. In Pune, in last month, I was keynote speaker for one soft skill training workshop. After workshop, the principal, he took me to all the various departments and he shared the information what that particular institute is doing as far as the research is concerned. I was surprised. Every year, that particular college is having 400 patents. 400 patents. Every staff members, they are supposed to have at least one patent in a year. That is a mandatory condition they have developed in their performance appraisal. And also the students, they are taking part in going for the patents. So, though the patents, copyrights, trademarks, and the trade secrets are the part of this IP, right? But we should focus on these particular patents. And the principal himself, he was telling they are having almost 5 crore budget for this patent. So, this research and the patent, they should go hand in hand. And also one more thing, of course, it was new for me. Even I was thinking the patent means something big we have to do it, something expensive we have to do it. This is not like that. It starts with a very simple ideas. Very simple idea. Only thing how to make it the patent, that is the important thing. Even when I joined the various engineering colleges, right from the inception, right from the project preparation in Sholapur, I developed this particular admission procedure, marketing for the admission and all these things. And number of colleges, they are following now this particular process for getting good candidates. But I was told by one of my senior professor, sir, actually you should go for the patent for this particular system. I was not aware even for such a design of the systems, there is a provision of the patent. So, my urge to all our teachers to highlight the scope of the patent, how to go for the patents, what are the various fields for the patents, and I think every human being, they are having some talent, some skill the God has given abundantly. So if we focus it properly, I think all we should be able to at least go for one patent in a year. So today there will be the discussion by various learned speakers on this research paper writing, as well as the intellectual property rights, and which is useful for all the teachers. Once again I congratulate AGPIT Institute of Technology for arranging such a useful faculty development program, and our Institute of Engineers Solapur chapter is very keen in supporting all such activities. Without taking much of your time, I wish all the best for the further proceedings of the faculty development program. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable guidance. Now it gives me an immense pleasure to introduce our today's guest, Dr. Sushil Kumar Pare, sir. Sushil Kumar Pare, sir, is a professor in KLS Institute of Management, Education and Research in Belgavi. He is an academician with extensive training experience, passion for research, and a deep understanding of the business school accreditation process. Sir has industry experience of almost 2 decades in managing bottom lines and client services. Sir has published various journals, including ABDC, Web of Sciences, and Scopus Index journals. He has presented papers in various conferences, including IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Dhanbad. He has edited one case study book with Dr. Bakshi Mehta, Cases in Management, New Delhi Writer Choice. He has authored one book on FMCG marketing in India, a research perspective, New Delhi publishers. He has created and delivered video model on innovation in teaching pedagogy for annual refresher program in teaching at Vidyapit, Rajasthan. And that video is available on Swayam platform, Ministry of HRD. He has conducted FDPs for various B schools, including V.N. Bedekar Institute of Management. And he has corporate experience, Bharti Exa Life Insurance Cooperated Limited. So I would like to request our today's speaker, Dr. Sushil Kumar Pare sir, to start his session on how to crystallize your research idea. Now, one announcement before starting this session, one announcement is there to all the participants that we will consider all your queries at the end of the session. So participants are requested to put your queries in the chat box at the end of the session. Once again, I'll welcome all the participants of today's FDP and today's guest on behalf of AGPIT. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. So, respected Deshpande sir, madam, Honorable Kulkarni Sahab, thank you for giving me, Padwal Sahab, thank you for giving me an opportunity. It's an honor and privilege to talk to this Augustus gathering of the people, those who are interested in getting something. Before I proceed, I want to tell you one word of caution that my whole education was in management and my whole corporate experience was in management. I'm not an engineer by education. So when I'm talking about this thing, I may miss something, one or two. So please bear with me, forgive me for those kind of a small mistakes, sometimes silly mistakes. But when it comes to research, understanding, this is a very interesting area. Next 1.5 hours, we'll talk, we'll discuss, right? And probably we'll be able to get something out of this investment of 90 minutes. With this thought process, I want to move ahead. Madam, can I share my screen?
Yes, sir, it is shared already.
Okay. Give me a second.
Sir, you can share your entire screen.
No, I've shared. Can you see this
Yes.
screen?
Now it is visible, sir.
Visible. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Any idea about this picture? What this picture is talking about, or from where we have taken this picture? It's a very famous place in our country only. It's not Thailand. It's not Malaysia, and it's not Mauritius even. Any idea about this place? This is a lake in Arunachal Pradesh by the name of Daki or Dauki. You can see this is a real picture. It's not photographed. It's not created with the help of AI. It's a real photograph. You can see what is there. I mean, important point. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So, as you can see, the important point in this picture is clarity. All right, the boat is I mean, looking like it's hanging because of the crystal clear water. You can see everything around it. There may be some stones, some leaves. All right, whatever is there, you can see. So this picture depicts clarity. What we normally call is crystal clear. So when we are thinking about research, whether we are planning one small research paper or we are planning our doctoral work, I want this should happen with all of us. I'm praying whenever we are embarking on a journey called research, maybe a small paper or maybe doctoral thesis, clarity has to be there that what I want to do, what I want to achieve, and how we can bring that kind of a clarity. We are going to discuss next 90 minutes. So let's proceed. So topic of the day is crystallize your research. This is the one thing that I want to share. Now, what happens whenever we are talking about the research proposal, research agenda? For us, our research proposal is like this: very clear, very lucrative, very attractive, and has got potential to become a world famous kind of a research. Whenever we are planning our agenda, that I want to do research in this area, or I want to write on that particular this thing. But whenever we go to some senior colleague, when we go to our guide or some reviewer, right, and the review is like this. So why this is happening? What is looking me to like this for a reviewer or for a senior colleague or for my guide? He says that your research proposal is hazy. It needs clarity. Something is missing. This is my perception about my research agenda, and this is my guide's perception or my senior colleague's perception or the reviewer's perception where I've sent my paper for publication. So I'll start from management background because my whole life went into this particular thing, and then I'll try to bring into STEM area or engineering area because I know I'm talking to all engineering faculties, so I'll try to bring in all that particular angle in this discussion, in this talk. Now, what happens whenever we are sitting on a research dilemma? What we want to do, right? We may be from civil engineering, we may be from computer engineering, we may be from any stream, mathematics, whatever is thing. First thing we need to understand that what is most important thing when we are looking for research problem. And the most important thing that I feel is this perspective. Because it is, most of the time we are not working on some groundbreaking thing. We are not inventing thing most of the time. All right. 99% of the cases, if something is there, some phenomena is there, some problem is there, and I'm trying to solve that particular problem. I'm writing on that particular phenomena, and there may be 10,000 people working on the same phenomena. There are 10,000 people, they are solving that same problem. Maybe a mathematical proof, right? Maybe, say for an example, I want to enhance capacity of a server, right? Maybe I want to increase the tensile strength of the steel by 2%. Whatever we are doing, right? There are 10,000 people doing across the globe. Then what is important is my perspective. Now, what happens? This is a very, interesting story, and I hope you must have read around during your, KG days. What happened? Then there was a village, and all villagers were completely blind. They can't see anything. All villagers, including their headmen, what we call in Hindi sarpanch. Everybody was completely blind, and then elephant came. So what Sarpanch told to a few wise men, 6 or 7 wise men, that you are the wise people, why don't you go and understand what an elephant is and come to the village and please tell us. Because in this way we will be able to understand about elephant. We have never ever heard about elephant. Seeing is not a question here in this case. So all these 5, 6 wise men, they went to elephant, right? They reached that particular point. Mahavat was very kind enough. Elephant was again a kind enough, right? So they explored that elephant. And then they came back to the headman, Sarpanch. And then Sarpanch said, can you describe how an elephant is? So somebody said, sir, it's like a tree, like a big trunk of a tree. Somebody said, sir, this is like a cave. Somebody said, no, sir, they are wrong. It is like a mountain. Somebody said, no, sir, everybody is wrong. Elephant is like a branch of a tree. You know what is happening here. All right. So the problem is we all are prisoners. Even you, even me, we all are prisoners. Whatever we have learned, whatever we have seen, right? We are actually sometimes cannot, sometimes don't want to come out of that particular boundary that we have drawn for ourselves. So whenever we are looking things, maybe our relationship, maybe our colleagues, maybe our student, right, our research topic, we are looking from one particular angle, one particular perspective. That is the biggest challenge for all of us, and I'm including myself. We are on the same boat. There is a little bit gray here, and if I'm talking to you, it doesn't mean that I have got something more. Sorry, we are on the same boat. I'm also having this kind of a problem with my own research topic, with my own relationship. All right. So the biggest thing that we need to understand as a researcher, if we are looking for a crystal clear, like a Dauchi lake, that we are able to see everything about our research proposal, the game is of perspective. We need to understand what is my perspective, and we need to understand others' perspective. Then only we'll be able to tell someone that how an elephant look like. Otherwise, we'll be reporting a cave, we'll be reporting a branch, we'll be reporting a mountain, and we'll say, I'm sorry, I'm working very hard, I'm writing a paper, I'm burning my midnight oil, but reviewer saying, no, we cannot give you place in our journal. Is game of perspective. The bigger is the perspective, the broader is the perspective. Anything, whether you want to increase the tensile strength of the steel by 2%, or whether you want to handle the data handling capacity of server increase, anything what you want to do, right? Perspective is something, we need a bigger one. Now, what happens actually, most of the time, we are not able to put things in perspective, because we would rely on one source only. See, research is a game of thought process. Research is a game of thinking. It has nothing to do with the knowledge of coding or a knowledge of chemistry. Obviously, required, is needed, but research is altogether a different ball game. It is a matter of thinking. It is a matter of having your own perspective depending upon others. I hope if you're coming from science background, you know what Newton said, I'm able to see further because I'm sitting on the giants of shoulder. So it's a game of person. Now what happens, most of the cases, just look this picture. So if you look this picture only, what will say, a golf ball is bigger than human being. This is one perspective. Certain condition looks right. Alright, but you know the reality because you have seen human being and you have seen golf ball. So you know this is one perspective which is not the right perspective. So thinking from various perspectives is the key thing for a good research. Don't say that I don't want to read that particular, or these people are not good, or those people are not writing well. Sorry, come out of all those silos. Talk to other people, right? Take their, criticism, if they are criticizing this particular thing, right? And please try to see from their own lens, their own angle, why they are saying so. Now, when perspective is over, then I want to get into how we zero down the topic. So I'll start from management background, and then I'll try to get into engineering also, because I'm not from engineering background. I've never ever gone through any engineering education, but I'll try to translate my understanding about research and how we zero down this particular thing. Most of the time, researcher would see a bigger picture. Most of the time, researcher would say, hey, I want to do some research in the area of marketing or in the area of consumer behavior. Then I'll have to ask, normally I'll question, do you really want to cover consumer behavior? Because you are coming from engineering background, so you may not be knowing about all these things, right? Consumer behavior is a big thing. How you buy a product, how you use product, how you dispose the product. It starts from price, product, advertising, to what is the economy, political scenario, cultural scenario, then your own motivation, then your family, right? And then you buy product. This is a long process, and even you cannot justify the whole thing with one book. So how are you going to justify with one paper of 6,000 words or 8,000 words? Then people will say, okay, I want to talk about only buying decision process. Then my next question is, seriously, you want to cover buying decision process with one paper? Then you need to understand this particular thing, right? Because decision process, whether you're buying a pen or a pencil for your daughter, or you're buying a suit for yourself, you first recognize need, then you search information, then you evaluate, right? Then you purchase, then you evaluate post purchase. It's a long process that you do mentally sometime on paper. For a small purchase, you do all the thing mentally without even knowing. You don't know yourself. But if you're buying a house or a car, everything will do it on a paper or with the help of Excel sheet. Then people will say, sorry, I want to talk about only post-purchase evaluation. Okay, fine. Then what you want to talk? What you want to cover? Satisfaction, loyalty, brand advocacy, reference, or regret. So any topic that we are thinking that I want to do, we need to read, we need to understand, and we need to zero down what I want to cover. And once I'm sure that I want to do this particular thing, then a topic may emerge like this, that okay, I want to understand the relationship of service quality with loyalty and satisfaction. Whether service quality is good will lead to satisfaction, and whether satisfaction would lead to loyalty or not. Then we say, okay, we are closer to reality. We can capture this thing with the help of some 6,000 or 8,000 word write-up. This process is very, very, very important for any research. Believe me, right? If you're not clear about that, what I want to capture, what I want to analyze, right? I'll be wandering. I'll be a nomad. I'll be a nomad in the area of research. You know, those will keep on wandering without any aim, without any direction. And then we would say writing research paper is a very tough job. PhD is a very tough job. It takes 8 years or 9 years or 10 years. I'm sorry. Why I'm taking longer time for my research paper? Why I'm taking longer time for doctoral thesis? Because my path is not clear. Because my destination is not clear. Because I'm not clear what I want to do, what I wanted to achieve with those 4,000 word or 8,000 word, or say for an example a full length PhD of 40,000 word or 80,000 word, what I wanted to achieve. This is the major challenge with all those research. And that is the reason whenever I'm talking to my friends, I'll say, boss, please crystallize your research, what you want to achieve. Are we on the same page? Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
If I'm reaching you, can you give me some signal there? Can you type something in the chat?
Sir, why you? Sorry to disturb you, sir. Your voice quality is not that much clear.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Give me a second.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, your presentation is not visible.
Hello?
Yes,
Ma'am, is it better?
yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. So nice of you. Thank you. So I'm going to share this thing again. Give me a second.
Sorry, sir. I'm not getting you, sir.
Ma'am, give me a second. I'm going to share my screen.
It's not visible, sir. Your screen is not visible.
Give me a second, ma'am. Give me a second.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Is it visible?
Yes, sir. Now it is visible.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So, moving into this thing, what happens? I come from marketing background. Sometimes you call it a social science background or a humanities background. We are in the STEM, science, technology, mathematics, engineering, mathematics. So there's a one difference between these two. STEM things would move by curiosity, by experiment, and by numbers. But humanities, social science things would move how things will impact surrounding. So here our lab is actually society, and our ingredients are human being. But in case of science and technology, engineering and mathematics, we'll have to do some experimentation with some machines, right? We'll have to go for some mathematical proof. We'll have to deal with numbers. This is one basic difference between these two. So let's try to get into this area. Now, what happens? But these two are interrelated. Is a game of perspective. What is the difference between a civil engineer and a better civil engineer? A civil engineer would know that how to create a good dam design, right? How to build a good dam, say for an example. But a better civil engineer would know the impact on the environment, would understand the cost benefit analysis. What about the lives? What about the animals? What about the flora and fauna? All right. If somebody is able to think from that particular perspective by designing a dam, surely we'll call that the gentleman is a better civil engineer. So STEM and humanities will go hand in hand, and you need both the perspective. But today we'll focus on only science and technology. Now, what happens if we choose to roam in the unknown territory? I'm a science student, say for an example. I want to do my research, right? I'm not clear what I want to do. And I love lights. So I thought that I want to get into, I want to do some research in the area of light. Fine, okay. What you want to do? Then second thought process may come that I want to understand or I want to talk about magnetic properties of light. Is a good thing. We are trying to zero it down, right? Then what we want to do? We want to go for a theoretical aspect, right? This is one important area. The problem is whenever we are talking about research in science, most of the time we would think that we'll have to buy a computer. We'll have to go for artificial intelligence. We'll have to go for machine learning. We'll have to go for Python, right? That is the normal this thing when I'm talking to all my friends, those who are into engineering. Sorry, right? What about theoretical aspects? If I'm doing a research, the important point is what do we know and what we need to know. So magnetic properties of light, theoretical aspect. If I'm writing a good article, what do we know till date and what we want to know, believe me, is going to be a very good paper. It can become a good research. How to define the properties, how to measure the properties, how to control the properties. All theoretical knowledge, all theoretical listing, right? You call them as a survey paper. It's a very good idea, very interesting idea. So whatever we are doing, first try to understand that yes, without going to some costly machines or experiment, we can start our research in science because we know we are working in tier 3 city to facility all across India.
Due to some technical issue, Pare sir is there in the meeting, but due to some technical issue, they are not available here. So, dear participants, due to technical issue, Pare sir has left the meeting. Soon he will rejoin the meeting, and please wait for a while. There is some technical issue at speaker side. So once he rejoin the session, we'll start the session again. So I request all participants to be there in the meet. There is some technical issue from the speaker side. Yes, Parisar has joined the meeting. We'll start the session soon. Parisar, you are now co-host. You can unmute your mic and start the session.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank.
Okay, sir.
I'm
Welcome,
sorry
sir.
for. I'm sorry for technical trouble.
Okay, sir.
Fine. So let's continue. I'm going to share my screen. I hope able to see my screen.
Not yet, sir. Yes, it is started, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So
Yes.
can we start, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So all my friends, I'm so sorry for technical trouble from my side. So what happens in this thing? This is one called scientific research in the science area, where you roam in the unknown territory and you try to write knowledge available, and you create knowledge because of the knowledge created in the past, right? What is the theme here? What do we know and what we need to know? And normally these kind of papers are known as survey papers, and every journal would accept survey papers. These are very good for beginners if you want to read something. Now coming back to science and technology, then technology area, unfortunately most of the time we are focusing only on technology. Means we are focusing on application of something. So somebody has created one algorithm. Say for an example, ChatGPT is a kind of algorithm. Now what is happening? Everybody would write their own GPT model they have created. I'll have to train that model for a particular purpose, for a particular cause, and it is my personal GPT. And now you and me can do that particular thing, right? So that is the biggest challenge for research in science and technology. Most of the time we are looking for application purpose. We are not looking for the pure science. I don't know why. Okay, moving ahead, one more example I want to give you. Suppose we are in mathematics and we want to do something theoretical, very theoretical. So we can talk about symmetry, concept of symmetry, right? We everybody we have read Euclidean geometry, right? So we can use symmetry in the topology area, and we can write a good research. We can create even our good PhD. There's a lot of work happening in this particular area, right? Symmetry and topology. So nobody will talk about all these things. Most of the time, our fascination is towards what we call as application. This is the very classic example when you search the literature available in mathematics, right? Very few people are talking about topology and symmetry, but most of the people talking about application. I mean, media is giving the space. Mainstream media I'm talking about is giving a space. We are giving them keynote speakers during, conferences. That somebody. I hope you must have seen this particular research. Any idea which research I'm talking about? Anybody? Okay. This is known as a golden ratio. I mean, from the time of, I think it was given by, if I'm not wrong, because I'm not from, this background, It was given by Euclid, but used by so many people, including our favorite Leonardo da Vinci. So this is known as denoted by phi, golden ratio, 1:1.16, and we say with the help of this particular this thing we can quantify beauty, we can classify beauty, we can rank this beauty, right? So this is the this depiction of that particular golden ratio, 1:1.6, right? And there are a lot of applications available this particular thing, golden ratio. All right, this is one how you quantify beauty with the help of symmetry. This is nothing else but the game of symmetry. You write one small algorithm and you'll be able to achieve these kind of results. But there are a lot of interesting application of that particular thing. Theoretical mathematics. So which flower is actually beautiful? They say, hey, I'm not saying that this is my thought process. I've read something. Um when I'm talking with a caveat. I'm not from science background, so I'm talking with a caveat. I may commit some mistake here, right? But what I want to talk about that how research is not able to clarify, how we are not able to clarify our things, how our fascination is towards application and not towards the theoretical concept. So application of the symmetry, golden ratio, this is one example. This is another example in photography. This is another example. You classify beauty. One more example where why butterflies are so beautiful because they are following this particular golden ratio, right? Lot of mathematics is happening. Lot of people writing paper. They are getting mainstream media, etc., etc. I'm not saying it's wrong, right? I'm not saying we should not do it, but what I'm saying is whether we are clear that what application I'm thinking for my research, what is the theoretical background, what is the genesis, what is the root. That is the one thing that I found in normally engineering research or technology research or science research, what we call combined as a STEM. Now when we are thinking about our topic, what I want to do, this is my request, Vinanti, that please do not, do something because it is in vogue, fashion. Everybody is talking about IoT. Everybody is talking about cyber security. Everybody is talking about AI and machine learning, right? I don't want to say you, please take my words, right? Sincerely, don't get me wrong that we should not go for IoT or machine learning, but my question is what is the problem that I want to solve with my research? When we are looking for our research proposal or our PhD topic, what I want to solve, can I solve the problem of potable water? Go to Rajasthan. uh, if you're in Karnataka, you're blessed. There's a lot of water is available, right? But what about some areas of Maharashtra, even some areas of Karnataka? What about Rajasthan? Potable water is a big problem, right? What about security of women? What about vision for impaired? So, what is the problem I want to solve? That should be the genesis. That should be the starting problem point of our research, whether we are working for a research paper or a doctoral thesis. Now, moving ahead, don't never ever think that I'm solving a very small problem. If I'm talking about a magnetic property of light, nobody is going to read. Sorry, this particular photograph. I'm talking about Mr. Faraday, Professor Faraday, Michael Faraday. I think 1830 electromagnetism. All right. When you move some this thing magnet, you create some fluctuation, some current, right? That was a very basic baby thing, 1830. But today, can you imagine industry without this particular, research, this particular theory? Your car won't move, your machines won't move, you won't be able to handle productions, right? You won't be able to move an inch without this particular very small, very basic, very vanilla. Normally we'll say, hey, this is so primitive, I want to teach it to only class 6 or 7th student. So no problem is small. Today is a small baby, your problem that you're thinking about. Tomorrow it will become a big, solution for the society. Think from this particular perspective. Had it been the case that Mr. Faraday was looking for, oh, I want to solve only a big problem, I don't want to solve a small problem, then what? No problem is small. So when next time you're sitting on your research agenda, what is the research I want to carry? Please, first go for a theoretical background. Second, go for what's the problem I want to solve, and never ever think that my problem is solved. My whole world is working on machine learning, Python, artificial intelligence, and I'm thinking of electromagnetism. Nothing is small, huh? Please. Now, there are a few things for doctoral work, because doctoral work is something that would take little time. All right, sometimes 5 years, sometimes 6 years. All right, depend upon universities, depend upon the scenario. So there's some caution for doctoral work. So the first thing is what we need to understand. What about my personal strength? I should not pick up something because it is in. They're in fashion, because I'll have to produce result within a stipulated time period. My guide would say, "Ki 4 years you'll have to submit your thesis." So what about my personal strength? Am I good with theoretical analysis? Am I good with mathematical proof? Or I'm intuitive kind of a guy? So let me go for some experimentation. If I love mathematical proof, right? So let me go for that particular kind of a PhD. Let me go for that kind of this thing. Like in our social science, there are two things. First, we should understand the domain, marketing, finance, or HR, and second, we should understand the statistics. But I'm not very much comfortable with the statistics, so I should not choose a topic where stat is very much needed. I cannot move an inch without a stat, and if little bit stat is needed, I can go to my friend. I can take some help. So the first and foremost is for, longer research, bigger project, what is my personal interest? What is my personal strength? Second important point is what about resource availability? I told you we are working with tier 3 cities. All right. We are normally resource starved. I call this as a feasibility. All right. Say for an example, if somebody says, I want to work in the area of VLSI, it's a good idea. It's a booming area. But have you seen that sometime the journal may say, ki boss, you'll have to go for actual model, go for fabrication first and take the reading. Theoretically, you're saying that yes, if I'm using that particular circuit, parameter would move by this percentage. But what about fabrication? Whether we are capable, whether can see those who are very rich kind of organization, they can go to a third party for fabrication. But can we go for a fabrication third party? Or do we have that kind of a labs that we can take the fabrication job on our own? So please, resource availability is important for STEM. Chemistry, what about equipments? What about reagents? Mathematics, right? Whether my institute would give that kind of a free time to think? Because if I'm sitting on a proof, right, 2 days I don't want to work because I'm sitting on a proof. Whether my institute will give that kind of a liberty to me? 2 days, don't work anything, sit in your cabin, please, no classes. So we need to be very practical when we are working on a research agenda. Then only clarity will come. Then only we'll say, okay, I'm able to complete this particular thing. Otherwise, we'll say, oh, research is very tough. There are a lot of roadblocks. Because we are not able to understand our boundary conditions as a researcher. Now, this is a very, classic problem with PhDs in science and technology. What happens then? Our field would change every day, and my PhD is for 4 years, 6 years. What happens by the time I'm done with my PhD and somebody already had published that particular results? So whether the topics is going to be relevant, wireless communication, every day you'll find something new. Lot of people working in this area, lot of money is there, lot of, I mean, industry would depend upon wireless communication. So everybody is working. So what about lifespan of my topic? Whatever I have taken today is going to be relevant after 4 years, after 6 years. Otherwise, we'll say, ki, sorry, PhD in science is very tough, in technology is very tough, right? So this is for PhD people, those who are into this thing. So this is a very, very fast changing, I mean, area. So what is my game plan? What is my plan B if somebody is going to get publish before my results? All right. Then there's a one line. If you have got luxury of choosing a thesis supervisor, sometime you may be having, sometime you may not. So please read his or her paper first. Try to understand his or her approach first. Because you want to work in some quantum mechanics and they want to work in some other area. What happens? Okay, both are in the same area, but her approach is different, your approach is different. You don't enjoy that particular approach. Then what happens? So if you have luxury of choosing a thesis, so I'm using word luxury because choosing a supervisor is a luxury. Normally we don't get, right? Fine. So please read or his or her work before approaching the professor. So you would come to know where he or she is working, what is the approach, am I right fit for that particular this thing. Then you write your proposal, then your supervisor would say, oh, please come, let's work together, right? Now, these are the few things I wanted to keep in mind when I'm starting a doctoral work. But what about if I'm starting from scratch? Maybe 2 year of career, maybe 5 year of career, maybe 7 year of career. It happens, all right, because we are busy with family, with our teaching load, our admin job. We'll have to do 10,000 things. So it happens. It is a usual case. Don't be ashamed. Research may take a back burner. So don't be ashamed that I've got a 7 year of career and research is zero. It happens. Everybody. All right. Somebody may commit, somebody may accept publicly, somebody may not. Doesn't matter. So when I'm starting from scratch, what we can do, what we should do for a clear-cut research agenda. So my first thing is, this is my experience. Please look for top journals in your area. All right. So if you're into computing, look for IEEE, look for ACM. If you're into chemical science, look for Society of Chemical Science. Right? Look for, please refer only top journals. Pressure is there. I know publishing pressure is there. I know it would take long time for a one paper publication, but don't settle yourself for a smaller journal or for a smaller thing, because take my words, it's not going to help you out. You are burning your midnight oil, you're creating a one good research, and you are settling with a smaller journal, right, with low reputation or no reputation, is not going to help you out. Take my words. Always go for top 10 journals and start from that particular point. Read those journals. Don't tell me that access is a problem. I know access is a problem. Every college won't subscribe to IEEE. It's a costly affair. Every college is not going to subscribe Scopus. It's a costly affair. 15 lakh, 17 lakh rupees per year only for listing. Find out methods. What about archive? xriv.org. Right? There are a lot of methods available if you want to do something. We'll have to find out our own way. Huh? So the first thing is, look for only top journals. Find out what I want to do, civil engineering or a computing. What about the top 10 journals? Let me read those journals first. Let me read what they're publishing first. This is the first and foremost important for a good research, for a clear research. Once this is done, all right, then this is my approach. Normally I would want to go to Life, Nature, biggest journal that I know. I may end up getting published in SCI journals, right? I'm a very Besharam kind of a guy. If somebody say no, you are not, I mean, we cannot publish your work, thank you, right? Give me feedback, let me improve, let me go to tier 2 journal, let me go to tier 3 journal. But I would always go for a top down approach. I don't want to go for a bottom up approach if we want to build a good research career. Right. Second is look for new journals. It is easier to get published. Go for relatively new journals, but please check the publisher. Right. Springer or Taylor and Francis. Sorry, in your case it's elsewhere. T&F is not into this thing. So go for a good publication house. Go for a comparatively, relatively new journal. There's a probability that you'll get published. Right. And think for interdisciplinary approach. Don't restrict that I'm CS student or I'm EE student. Can I collaborate with EE? Can I collaborate with some management student or a faculty? Say for an example, IoT in agriculture. Then opportunities are more, right? Publication opportunities are better, interdisciplinary. I'll share one of my work that we have handled. We know, I mean, engineering background. This is a model given by Noriaki Kano about quality, must be quality, attractive quality. Right? We have used this particular model to understand customer satisfaction in banking. Not a great job, not a big job. Huh? There are a lot of, I mean, available papers available in this area. But this is how you go for collaboration. So one engineering faculty, one management faculty, and we got good publication in this particular area. So this is one more thing. Come out of your silo, come out of your shell, right? Uh, then when you're starting, go to IEEE tutorials. Is a very good area, right? Available to everybody. IEEE tutorials in your field, whatever, whether you're into packet switching or quantum mechanics, whatever IEEE tutorials are available, right? Check for the survey papers. Will give you a very good idea about that particular field, all right? And plus, if it is a good survey paper, you'll get to know what is the open challenge. Maybe computing, maybe thermodynamics. What is the open challenge in this particular area? So can I take that open challenge for my research? So this is my request. Please start from survey paper. Read good survey papers. The genesis should be reading survey papers in your area. Right. Initially, I know that sometime we cannot read 10 pages, 20 pages, 40 pages. I know. So read only introduction and result part and save that particular paper. Don't read complete paper. Read only introduction and result. You would get to know what the gentleman or the lady wanted to do and what they have found. All right. And keep on reading only intro and result, only intro and result, and keep on saving those paper for a particular domain, for a particular area. Then your research agenda is going to be sharper, clearer. Right. And please do not stop. Sometimes happens, right? Some family problem, some health problem, some other problem, some office problem. We may stop for 1 year or 2 year. Doesn't matter. After 2 years, again start. Right? Do not stop permanently. Don't think that research is not my forte. Everybody can do research. Take my words. Right? The problem is whether we are able to crystallize our research area. If we are able to crystallize, we'll be able to achieve. Right? Fine. Now, madam, do we have time?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. What is happening? Everybody is talking about artificial intelligence. But please try to understand, artificial intelligence won't be able to cover up for natural stupidity. So use wisely. There are a lot of good AI tools. But don't think that AI tools are going to do research for you. They are going to write a paper for you. Yes, they can write. ChatGPT can write for you, right? But you know there's a problem of hallucination. Those who are working in this area may be knowing this particular thing, that hallucination is a big problem for these AI models, including GPT-4. I'm not talking about 3.5. 4 has got a bigger hallucination problem. So what happens when you write something, you may lose your job, because we know a lot of people, those who are using without cross check, they've lost their job. This problem, right? But yes, we can use AI for the research. I'll give you two basic examples. Be with me. I'm going to share my screen again. Give me a second. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen again. Give me a second. Can you see my screen?
Not yet, sir. Yes, sir. Now it is visible.
Visible? Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
See, this is one called whimsical. So what it does, it would give you idea about one key area. All right. Say for an example, I'm going to give one area. I'll start new thing. Give me a second. Huh? Why is not working? I think some problem with this thing. Okay, I'll share the link. Some problem with this software. This will give you idea about when you use something new. Okay, one, fine. Wireless power. I'm talking about wireless power. I want to do research in this area. Fine. And when I'll say ki please gives me mind map. Please generate ideas. See, so is going to generate idea around wireless power. I'll have to write wireless power here, and I'll have to say ki please generate ideas. So it will give you idea about that what are the ideas available with this particular wireless power. And then I'll keep on giving this thing. You please generate few more ideas in that particular area. If I like a particular thing, so it's little bit slow because of my network connectivity. So as you can see, it will give you idea about. Let me move this thing. Okay, it will keep on giving you ideas. I'll have to select this and I'll have to tell just give me more ideas. You'll keep on checking the branch and it will give you ideas that how you can create a research paper in the wireless power. What are the different thought processes in wireless power area? So this is basically a mind map creation, automated mind map creation with the help of what we call is artificial intelligence. But suppose if, for an example, I know that I'll have to work in the wireless area and I've got one paper, all right, and name of the paper is, this is my paper. Give me a second. I'm going to share this screen again. This is known as lid maps. So I'm reading one interesting paper and I want to work around this particular thing, but I'm not sure that what I want to do basically, all right? Or whether this paper was taken by someone else for further research, I'm not sure. So I'll have to create a seed map for that particular paper. I'll have to uh, put the details of that paper, maybe DOI, maybe author name, maybe this thing, and I'll have to do search. So showing me two or three, I know okay, this is the first paper. So I'll have to tell that generate seed map. As you can see, the IEEE publication is a good paper, right? This is the seed map available. Now I know that whether this research was taken by someone else, yes. So I can see the paper of Jew, I can see the paper of Bai, I can see the paper of Lim, right? Fine. They have taken this particular paper further. So now I'm clear about my particular area. This paper is a very good paper, but now I know that they have taken this particular further. Which direction? And if I know that this one particular direction is still missing, so can I take further this paper in that direction? Or I want to take the job of, say for an example, Mr. Wang, and I want to take ahead job of Mr. Wang, because what I wanted to do with this particular paper is already done by this particular gentleman. So how you use artificial AI for research purpose? There are a lot of tools available these days, right? Never ever think that only ChatGPT is rather. I'm sorry to say, what I feel is my experiment is a hyped product. This is my experience. I may be wrong. I don't know, because you are from technology. You may be knowing more about this particular thing. So, but yes, AI can save our, I mean, lot of time for when we are reviewing the literature, when we want to freeze the problem. Sometimes we say, yeah, this is a very nice paper and I want to work. But what about, I mean, other people, whether they have taken this work ahead, whether they have solved that particular problem, or the problem is still open. So you'll have to read these 4 or 5 papers and you'll get to know whether the problem is still open, or I'll have to look for a new problem. Right? So this is what use of I mean AI in research. Now coming back to uh, my presentation, I'm on the verge of closing this particular thing. So give me a second. Let me share my screen again. I hope my screen is visible now.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So if you want to become a good researcher, this is my request, please develop problem solving mindset. If we'll create a problem creating mindset, believe me, we may be able to publish, but we cannot become a good researcher. Because for a researcher, the first thing is we should have a problem solving mindset. One thing. All right. And second, please take a course on improving thinking skills. Go to Coursera, go to Swayam platform. There are courses available that how to improve thinking skills. This is the second requirement for a good researcher. I can suggest lot of good books, right? Say for an example, you can start from Edward de Bono, The Six Thinking Heads, or Daniel Kahneman, Thinking Fast, Thinking Slow, right? These are very good books. So we can build our thinking capabilities. This is the last slide for the day, but I think it's the most important slide. Everything else, what we have discussed, is a byproduct. And I hope someday you would come to me and you will, endorse my point of view someday. Right? Everything is a byproduct of these two things. We'll have to create a problem solving mindset for us and for others. And second, we'll have to work upon thinking capacity, thinking skills. All right. If we're able to do these two things, good paper will bound to happen. Good research will bound to happen. And please start with open mind. Normally, this is the problem with all of us. I'm also included in this. We treat our research proposal as our kids. Mine is best. No, Baba. There may be some challenges. So let us address those challenges. Let us listen to other people. Right? So that's all for the day. Thank you for giving me time. I hope I was able to do justice with your valuable 90 minutes. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It was really a nice session you have conducted. Now there will be a question answering session. So I request participants can ask their questions now. Yes. Now there is Rajendra Chavan, sir. Uh, yes, sir. Rajendra Chavan, sir, you can ask your question.
Thank you to everybody.
Rajendra, sir. Okay. Now next, Ashwini ma'am is there. Ashwini ma'am, you can ask your question. Am I audible, Ashwini ma'am? Pandit sir.
I think, madam, you can take session and you can mail all those questions.
Right, sir. They are in the meeting, but
No problem, ma'am. No problem. We can understand. We all are teachers, ma'am. So
yes,
what
sir.
you can do, ma'am, ask the question and take on mail, and please share the mail.
Sure, sir.
Right. Whatever is there, I'll always share, ma'am.
They are putting the questions in a chat box, sir. Can you
Okay.
reply those questions?
Please, I can see Divate sir. Please
Yes.
explore about ChatGPT tool for making research in proper direction. Sir, there are a lot of tools we can talk about, but I'm afraid question answer session we won't be able to. I'll share with sir, right, all those tools so you can explore, and if need be, we can meet for 1 hour next time. All right, there are a lot of tools, and the tools that I have discussed, I'll share in the chat box. Right? Don't worry, I'll share in the chat box right away. So this is the one tool I was talking about, Whimsical. This is the another tool I was talking about, Lit Maps. These are my favorite tool, but there are a lot of tools. No? We can talk about second tool. And somebody is looking for that papers I was talking about, wireless powered communication network. So again, I'm going to share here. I'll share this paper with Madam, right? Fine. So I think, madam, can we call it a day?
Sure, sir.
Ma'am, I want to say thank you for giving me an opportunity. I'm honored. And I hope I was able to do justice with these 90 minutes.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir. And thank you, sir, for joining with us. On behalf of AGPIT, again, I thank you for joining this session. It was a really wonderful session, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Huh?
Thank you,
Fine.
sir.
Okay.
And I request all participants, I'll share the feedback link in the chat box. You please respond the feedback session for today's session. Thank you. And we are going to conduct the next session at 1:30 p.m. again. We'll have the lunch break and we'll start the session at 1:30 p.m. again. So thank you for joining for all the participants.